Hello, my name is Bianca from the Ukrainian Actors and Actresses Fandom. Welcome to Vertical Voices, my brand new category. Today, I have another fan or another voice out of the audience. Today, I can say hello from Germany to Utah. Hello, Emily.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm doing great.
That sounds amazing. Emily, maybe I assume the viewer don't know you, or maybe they know you from the community if they talk to you, because she is Auntie Em on Instagram.
Yes.
But maybe you introduce yourself. Who are you? What are you doing?
Well, I'm Emily and known as Auntie Em, and I'm in Utah. And I've recently discovered verticals, so very new to
You're a
everything, but
freshman.
very, yes, very green, but have just dove into it and really excited to get to know people. The community has been amazing, and getting to know actors, actresses, but also just the whole vertical. I've seen some friendly faces of people that I've been following for over 20 years, I would say. So it's been pretty fun.
That's funny because we get them all. How did you
Yeah.
get captivated? How you found verticals?
I'm sure I believe it started with the socials, the little ads popping up and little
We
showing.
all, it's happened to
We
most
all
of
did.
us.
And then it was you only get through so many and you're like, wait, what? I gotta pay, I gotta do what do I have to do to do this? I think I started a little bit with Daily Motion for the first part because I wasn't
Yeah,
sure about the apps or anything
like
and
me.
completely confused. So, and then eventually switched over to some of the apps and have just been following it from there.
That's amazing. Which vertical was your first one?
Oh, I
You
can't
remember?
even remember, to be honest, because I've really been going like on a daily, just watching one after the other. I believe it was just one. Again, they're very much similar, of the same trope of somebody sister is jealous, or maybe it was
The typical
yeah,
trope. There is a
the top, yeah,
stepsister who's jealous, and oh, we know this
yeah,
tropes.
and the slaps and the banquets
Oh, the
and
banquet
everything
scenes.
happened at the
Oh,
banquets, but I don't believe that that's who you really are. Oh, how could you be, and all of that, and then
oh,
moving
that's
on.
crazy.
And
You can't even
so
remember which of the actors been in the vertical, if you
um,
remember.
I want to say I know that Armand was in one. I think it was the three where it was a mafia and a medical guy and just one of the richest guys.
Oh,
And
you can now choose from a million actors.
exactly, exactly. So that's, I think, also part of the reason it's hard to remember the name because it's like, okay, who was in it? Okay, they did the same exact story. Wait a second. But I do remember it was something similar like that.
Yeah, but it's the way like most of us got captivated. I watched some ads on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and I didn't knew about something. Something about those apps. I only
Hmm.
knew those small episodes which they posted in the social medias, and I always was waiting when the next one came out. But unfortunately, mostly they only posted the first 10 episodes, which are before the payroll is coming, what I know now.
Exactly.
And I tried, oh, damn, I want to see how the story is going on. Why they don't post it? And then I figured out, hey, there are apps. And that is crazy. And I mean, I started watching it, I guess, in March, April last year.
Hmm.
And really deep into it, I dived around in October, November last year. And I
Okay.
started with verticals from all over the world, but the Ukrainian verticals came a little bit later. But did you hear about Ukrainian verticals, or did you already seen some?
So I think I had just downloaded something and I had seen, I just picked one of the stories, but I obviously knew, okay, this is different than the other ones.
There is an
And
accent.
I'm like, there's definitely the accents, but the storylines were also very different and all of that. So it was definitely different from what American verticals are doing. And I was
Yeah.
like really intrigued. And I don't remember exactly which one I started with, but I was like, okay, these are actually really good. These are really good.
Maybe you should start to make a list,
I know
like
I need
many of
to.
us do.
Yes. I'm working
I
on my like actors list and actresses list because that was I'm like, who is that and where can I find them again? But I need to make my list. And
yeah,
I found some lists from other people. So I'm trying to kind of combine it all.
yeah. I mean, for example, Wikipedia, not Wikipedia with the W on the beginning, with a V, or
Okay.
Vertiverse. That's Vicky, and she have a great Google sheet where she is publishing all, not all actors, but a lot of actors, including in which verticals you can see them and on which platform. So
Yes.
she's doing such a great job in this case. I started something similar like that in November last year. And we took care on Discord for the actors from all over the world. And I guess I have to check out when this movie came out. But my first Ukrainian vertical was The Shy Beauty and the Billionaire Beast with Nazar Graba and Sasha Anika.
I love that one.
Yeah, and I heard immediately the Eastern European accent, and I tried to find something out, and it was really hard because about Ukrainian verticals and the actors is so hard to find something. I mean,
Hmm.
slowly you can find something, but on the beginning it was so hard because I mean, where you can find a lot of information too is IMDb,
Yes.
but don't trust IMDb to 100% because mostly it's not correct. I mean, actors from America and Australia, they mostly have their own profiles on there. But since
Hmm.
you have to pay for this profile if you want to do it properly, that's why you have so many profiles on IMDb without a picture. And for
Yes.
example, for Ukrainian actors, these pages are not made by the actors or the management, it's made by fans. So you
Hmm.
have, for example, I'm just saying a number now, I'm not sure right now, but you have maybe 5 different profiles of, let's say, Libalinska. She is one of the actresses, but they write the name always differently. The first name they
Hmm.
write differently, the last name they write it differently. And most of them, they adding even the verticals from Ukraine, but adding actors with a role in it who is not even in the movie, and
Right.
they just adding the actors but don't add the role names. I mean, if you do something like that and you have the time to add something like that, do your research work, give more
Yes.
information, you know.
Right.
And if you write, since they write names differently in Ukraine than in the rest of the world, not just because it's Kirill, the fans can't find those pages because
Mhm.
of the different spelling. Then use the spelling, how, for example, how the actors spell their names by themselves on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and where else, you know? Because I figured even out that sometimes the credits in Ukrainian verticals, if there are credits, even
Right.
there the names are spelled differently.
Yes.
Choose the name how they spell it, how everyone knows these people from online, you know, so the fans can find them better. But that's why I'm not trusting IMDb, and
Right.
I wanted to know who are these actors and in which
Yes.
else movies I can watch them. So I made it my job to research all that. And I always say I started end of February with 7 male actors and 8 actresses.
Hmm.
And I just wrote down today some new actors where I have to create the profiles on my Discord channel where we're going to post the social media channels of these actors and the filmographies of the verticals, but also mini movies. I'm not sure if you did you ever hear something of mini movies from YouTube?
I've heard a little bit, but
Yeah,
not a whole lot.
to explain that before I'm going on with what I wanted to say, I called them mini movies because they have mostly the length of 10 to 20 minutes.
Mm.
And they you can watch them on YouTube at Dramatize Me, Love Buster TV, and Be Kind. These are all projects of Amo Pictures, which is the biggest production company in the Ukrainian vertical space. Most of the verticals are produced by Amo Pictures, and you can watch those stories there for free. And
Oh, cool.
sometimes, if you have luck, recently they published some new verticals on my drama, which are posted on Dramatize Me in Lovebuster TV as well. But on there, they have different titles. So if you want to watch it for free, you can always follow me on Instagram and even on. I mean, we would welcome everyone on Discord because I'm writing down the titles and where you can find it. So not everyone can always pay subscriptions, and I mean, even if they
Right.
deserve it, because they all do great jobs. My drama, so Holy Water is the owner of my drama, or Amo Pictures. Sometimes we need to watch something for free, and I mean, you don't always get the verticals on YouTube, but there are
Right.
around 1,600 to 1,800 mini movies, so it's not getting
Wow.
boring.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what I wanted to say is I have the filmographies. I mean, the filmographies of mini movies, I'm not done yet at all. I mean,
Right.
if you just heard how many there are, and I have to watch all of them to figure out which actors are having a role in the movies, or what is a movie's title, who's playing in there, and what are the role names, when got the movie released, and on which platform you can watch it. So I
Right.
have some helpers, but real life is stepping in. So we are a little bit slow with that. But I have all verticals which are out there. And I can tell you, I updated it yesterday. Right now, we have 99 verticals and pilot projects from Ukraine.
Oh,
And
that's great.
pilot projects are on my drama, which have actually the length of 7 to 12 episodes. Then they blend in 2 years ago, what happened 5 years ago, 1 year later, and then they show a totally different vertical, which don't have anything in common with the first storyline, unless the actors from one story acting in the second story as well, but it's don't have anything to do with each other. So I listed them too. So we are right now at 99.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. And if this chat coming out, I hope I can do it until then, because I have a big to-do list. I will publish as a recap which was the first vertical this year and how many did they make were produced this year in Ukraine. And I will list all the names and platforms of it. But I have to see if I can still do it, because I will try it till New Year's Eve. So I don't have much time no more. Only one day. We're recording it in December, but that's what I gonna plan. But what kept you watching Ukrainian verticals? Is there something positive which you figured out, or is there something what you maybe don't like, or what is it that you keep watching?
I think, well, it starts with who the actor is, maybe.
Mhm.
We tend to suddenly you like somebody and that's, you want to see more of that. But it definitely dives into also this the originality and the storylines that are really like you're watching a regular movie or something, and that's what I think draws me more into it. So the actors may bring me into it, like I want to see more of their work, but
Mhm.
again, it's still they're all of them are just wonderful storylines and very original, and they're really good at what they do, and the accents don't hurt at all either.
No, you get used to the accent pretty fast, and it
Right,
makes it
right.
a little bit charming.
Absolutely. Yeah. There are times when I'm watching though, and I get the language barrier, but there are some I'm just like, okay, that is so obvious. Like,
Yeah, I can
like, can
explain
you
that
guys need to
because
work on this?
yeah, the problem is some of the actors don't speak English at all.
Exactly.
They learn only the scripts, but they can't speak fluently. That's why I have in my category the magic behind Ukrainian actors. I have now Alexandra, who is joining me in my interviews if I have a guest who don't speak fluently English. and just as a backup. And even if the actress or actor can speak all the time in English, that's totally fine. Then we have Alexandra as Deco.
Right.
As decoration in this interview, but just in case if my guests need help, she could jump in and translate. And I can say I already recorded one interview with her, and my guest, you all will love it. You all will love it because this person didn't give an interview yet, at least not in English.
Right.
And yeah, and I only can say it's a she. But anyways,
But
now
at the same time, that may be a slight criticism, but again, it's an understanding as well. But it's also really charming. There's a charm to it as well. So it's not like, getting upset over something like that. There is an absolute charm to it, and I don't get totally upset about it because I kind of like it too. It's cute.
Yeah, I like it a lot too, and that's why I'm all about it. That's why I
Right.
have the fandom. But I can tell you, most of the stories are written in Ukraine. They are not, or I'm not sure how much you know about verticals, because usually the verticals are originally from China. And most of the stories which you see, for example, in America, but even in Australia and wherever they're shooting, the stories are made in China, and they just translating it mostly with AI. So it makes sometimes no sense. And that's why it's repeating all the time. And because of the mentality and the culture differences, you will see, for example, if a CEO entering the building and everyone is bowing down, it's nothing what we would do in UK, America, or wherever. It's an Asian cultural thing. So that's totally fine. But they need to change it because all the abusement, the violence, and so on, and even just the stupid banquet scenes. We don't need that.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
And unfortunately, Holy Water, aka My Drama, started doing now some stuff which I personally don't like, because I always thought they are unique. But they starting to post new, not new stories, but new verticals with old stories.
Yeah.
For example, we have Sold to the Possessive Mafia Boss. The lead actors are Artem Plonder and Sasha Anika. Then it came out I'm Her Most Dangerous Obsession with Lee Berlinska and Katarina Belinska. And shortly after that, they released an American vertical. I don't know what this one, what the name of the one lead actress is, but the other one is Christina Kailasen. And it's called, I guess, Her Heart or My Heart Held Hostage. And it's exact the same thing like the lesbian story with Lee and Katarina. And you already could say, okay, now in this movie, this gonna happen and this gonna happen. And unfortunately, Christine K. Larsen had already a so-called knockoff, because they're being once too young to want her professor. And a few days later, it came out, Teach Me, Touch Me. Sure, every single story is a little bit different, not one-to-one, but you know what's going on.
Exactly. And it happened with this, like I married a homeless person or something. And, I watched one and then I watched another one and I'm like, different actors. It was the exact same story. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
Why?
Just because this story was a bestseller, don't mean you have to do it all over again. Be so unique and write new stuff. I mean, you can't develop the wheel new, but be unique. And unfortunately, they decided to go a different way. And I can tell you, there was once a story. The original storyline is A Love to Resist with Bogdan Ruban and Lee Berlinska. And a little bit later, another, it was produced by Amo Pictures. And then they came out After All That Hurt, produced by Artform Production. It was Laurie Winkle and Gregory Baklanov, I guess. I apologize for not pronouncing it correctly. But I talked to a few fans who said, "Hey, I started watching it and I had to turn it off because couldn't watch it to the end because I always seen Bogdan and Lee because it's just a knockoff." And don't misunderstand me. It's absolute nothing against the work which the actors are doing.
100%.
It's not the fault of the director or of the crew members. They do an outstanding job as well.
Right.
But the storyline is in this case it's not a good choice, you know,
Right.
because that was so extra. Do you say it extraordinary? That my drama and drama shorts, yeah, being so unique on the begin that you didn't see
Hmm.
the story somewhere else. And unfortunately, they jumping on the bandwagon like all the other apps from all over the world and want to become the same. And it's not necessary. I mean,
No.
my drama won this year at the Film Festival and at the at Verticon at the Vertical Award Hollywood. They won some awards. My drama became best app of the year. If we talk about Ukrainian Verticals, the age gap on drama shots won an award. I guess best drama. I'm not sure right now. I forgot it already. And there was the Mafia Beast won me in a gamble. No, no. Sorry, that was nominated. There've been 4 or 5 verticals which been nominated, and the Age Gap won, and Braceface Betty won. Braceface Betty won the
Mhm.
award for audience favorite, and at Vertical Award Hollywood, it's an event from the Verticon. The Shy Beauty and the Billionaire Beast won the award for best foreign vertical.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's great. And I mean, my drama even won a few awards for American verticals, which they publish on their platform, you know?
Mhm.
And they don't have to change this.
No. No, not at all. And again, we have so many, too many of the same in all other apps and everything. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same, 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 same. And they need to stay on the path that they are instead of
Hmm.
going back
Yeah.
to the drawing board, because this is important to, I mean, this is what we want. We want that
Yes.
originality. We want that creativity. We want more of that. And
Yeah.
definitely listening to the fans as well, that the ones that they are doing now can be triggering to a lot of people. I mean, the slaps and
Yeah.
the, abuse and everything, it's too much.
That's yeah, but it's the same like I always repeat myself. There's a couple, they meet for the first time, they getting intimate, and she's becoming pregnant.
Right.
Every single time, and they never or barely, I guess I've seen only 3 or 4 verticals where they use condoms. Usually
Yeah.
they don't have protection at all, and it's triggering for so many women out there who trying desperately to become a parent since years, but they are
Right.
unable. And these vertical actors just need to snap the fingers and they are pregnant, and sometimes not just with one baby, with 2, with 3, with 4, with 6. I don't
Exactly.
know. And it's the same like they are showing in my eyes too often that the pregnant ladies in these verticals have miscarriages.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they need to do more
And that's
trigger
triggering.
warning in it, even if it's not as brutal, but they need to do trigger warnings, because some people get triggered by that. You know, if you are
Yeah.
so desperate to become a mom, and then you see they always have the jackpot and become pregnant.
Right. Well, and the other thing, as a bigger woman, the ones that I are very upsetting to me are the women who are, it's, XXL, and
Yeah.
they have to lose weight in order to be accepted. And there was recently one that I actually really liked, Plus Size Plus Love. And I wrote about it, and I was all over the moon for this one because yes, there were still some things in there, but it was all about self-love. And
Yeah, I read in a review something like that, and I didn't seen this movie yet.
yes, and but again, it's body, yeah, positivity, and like we exist, we deserve love, I don't have to lose weight in order for somebody to love me.
No, you
That's
just have to lose.
ridiculous.
You just have to lose weight for yourself to be healthy.
Exactly.
And plus, in these verticals, it's you never see why this person became curvy. And
Hmm.
with curvy, I don't mean like just a nice small round butt. I'm talking about curvy, not the XS sizes. They don't tell you why this person became like that. Did the
Right.
person eat too much? Does the person have a disease?
Right.
Does the person have maybe mental health issues that they started to eat? Or if they had a disease and had to take medicaments, sometimes you have to take medication and you can eat nothing but still gaining weight because of the medicaments, you know?
Yeah.
And I think even if we are all adults who are watching those verticals, they should educate a little bit. And even if
Absolutely.
the stories are fantasy, it should be a little bit realistic as well, you know?
Right. Well, and
And
that because they need to stop with the stereotypes as well.
yeah,
I mean, I watched one just recently and I almost turned it off immediately because the girl comes in into the wedding and she's getting married and it's the earthquake sounds and everything and oh my gosh and then later when she eats she wants a full on breakfast like it's you're ordering everything off the IHOP menu and it's like that's not real. I
no,
mean, it's funny because one of my daughter says the same thing, but even at work, they were like, "You need to put Tic Tacs in your pocket because we never know when you're coming." And I'm at that time I was over 300 pounds, and I came in stealthily. So come on now, I don't need to sound like an earthquake
I
here.
can agree to that because I'm living in an apartment building, and above my apartment there's a young family with two small boys. The big boy is, I guess, 3.5 years old, and I can tell you, those small feet they can stomp. Oh my god!
Yes,
And sometimes I'm sitting here, I have sound on, and I have to turn on my sound much louder because these small feet, they
right.
I don't know how he is doing that. So it doesn't matter if you have 300 pounds or if you are a child. It depends how you are walking.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see more of that and more reality. And I mean, all
Yeah,
these the funny thing about people having to pay their bill before they're getting care. I'm like, okay, usually you get a bill after the fact. Like, we're not going to withhold treatment because you can't pay. So that I don't understand.
that's a good thing here in Germany. We have health insurances.
Yes, I know.
But anyway, do you have any actors or actresses from Ukraine which you like or which you prefer to watch?
My top two are Bogdan and is it Nazar? And because I've seen them the most, I am slowly getting to know more and I'm liking more. I'm just really, really, really bad with names, so I apologize.
It's not a problem. Just go to my link tree on Instagram and
Yes.
click on Discord. Join us. Ah, you
Mhm.
just joined. You just joined.
I just
Um,
joined. I just did.
you just joined. But you can
Hmm.
see, for example, on Discord, we have picture galleries of the actors and
Hmm.
actresses. And if you see the picture, you see also the name. And on top of,
Hmm.
because we are sorted after the alphabet. And for example, all actors who start with a A, you see them linked above these pictures. If you want to see more about this specific actor, you just click on the name and they will send you immediately to the profile of this actor. Then we're gonna post their new releases, including the names of the actors who are having a role in it. And if I'm able to, I will even receive sometimes the credits of the whole team. We also have the vertical description, which maybe the others seen on Instagram that I'm posting it. It's not a review because I don't want to write a review. First of all, I can't do something like that. My girls are writing those description, but it's just how do you say it in English? It's just a short information what the vertical is about.
Mhm.
without spoiling too much, because I want that the people still watching this vertical, because I think it's not necessary to tell them, okay, they've been enemies, they crashed into each other, they fell in love, and on the end they are getting married and she's pregnant. Then I don't need to watch the vertical no more, you know?
Exactly.
We always writing it down. I mean, you have to spoil a little bit, you can't leave it out at all, but it's still questionable, so you have to watch it if you want to see how the story really is. And we have that. We have also more on the bottom in this fandom, you see, for example, Nazar and Bogdan's name, and this is a chat. For example, if Bogdan posting something and you want to talk about him with the others, just jump in there and you can post something, even a screenshot or a link to his story, and say something. So you will see the others will answer. But also you can just chat in there. It
Mhm.
don't have to be something about the verticals, because we are building a community and we are a
Mhm.
great community, even if it's still a small one on Discord, because not many people want to join us because it's a different app. But that's
Mhm.
the only way for me now to provide all these information, which I can provide, for example, on Instagram. Because if I update the filmography, for example, of Bogdan, I have to delete the old one and post a new one. And just
Mhm.
let's say there's 1 week and there are 4 releases on each day where he is in it. So I always have to delete it, and then I'm losing the comments underneath and the likes, and this is harder to do it on the social media. So that's why I'm on Discord, because I can update there something and always can provide new information. So
Mhm.
just join us.
Absolutely.
You should take a look at these descriptions, because there are a few in it. But first of all, there are great actors in it. And not
Yes.
just Ukrainian actors, even actors from abroad.
Mhm.
And I can recommend you one story. It's on Good Short. It's called "Oh My God, My Husband is a Callboy." If you want to
I think
laugh,
it's on my list. I think it's on my list.
if you want to laugh, watch it. It's with Pierre Langer from France and Tetiana Malkova. Tetiana Malkova, her maybe if you've seen it in Age Gap, in the Age Gap with Bogdan.
Mhm.
And it was great. My cheeks were hurting from laughing.
Oh, that's good.
No, there are a few good ones. And is there any genre which you prefer?
I like the romance. It's funny because when I got into verticals, I was reading books first and then I got into chapters, the app. And I think that's probably what got me into verticals as well. But it's interesting how this all came about. As I started, I was watching them and I'm like, oh, these are so stupid. And some of these are so painful to watch and everything. But I kept going back and it seemed to reawaken. I told people this, it seemed to reawaken something in me that I lost like 20 years ago. And I started
Mm.
feeling like that bubbling in me again, my creativity. And I was like, I don't know where this is going to go. My imagination. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with this. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm enjoying that part of it. Even if I may not fully enjoy the story itself, there's something there. There is something there. And as I've continued to watch, I've been able to go a little bit more deep in seeing better and what I'm really enjoying and what I can do without that. It's really been a short journey. Hopefully it'll continue, but it is something that I'm excited about. And my kids
Mhm.
tease me. They're teasing me. What are you doing? You're 45 years old. What are you? But I'm like, but I'm enjoying it. And yeah,
That's
the
most
romance,
important.
exactly. Romance, falling in love. I've, been single, divorced for like 13 years, and life is just awful. But having that feeling again of just when you're Twitter pated and you've got a crush or something,
Yeah.
even just that little bit, it gives you a bit of hope. I don't need a billionaire. I don't need an alpha. I don't, but just to have something like that, just to have that, oh, that's sweet. I like that.
let's say it this way. I'm single as well, and just to see in those verticals that even if they are bad people, the guys are always gentlemen. If
Hmm.
there's a woman and they entering a room, they having the hand on the lower back or open the door, even from the car. Here in Germany, I figured out most men are not like that. If you're
Right.
going with them, you have to open your a car door by yourself. And just to see that there are some old school manners, it's
Yes.
nice to watch. But
Exactly.
most of these actors, well, lead actors, could be my sons.
Exactly.
And but it's still nice to see, and I like it that there are even so many new talents coming up now from all over the world, not just Ukraine, and it's great to see. And for example, in Ukraine, there are three actors which have a special aura around them in the movies. If they entering a room, they have a look on their eyes. They come into the room and they taking over, and the whole room is theirs. There's no
Yeah.
question about it. They don't have to say much, but you see the whole story. And
Right.
there's Sergei Strelnikov. He played, for example, in The Woman Start the War. Pierre Loger. And with Pierre, it's natural because I had him once in an interview for The Magic Behind Ukrainian Actors, and he was sitting on cam while I was talking to Tetiana, and he had exact the same look on his eyes. And I said, okay, he was just listening. That's natural, but it's great
Right.
for the movie. And yesterday, recently came a new vertical out on Drama Shots. It's called Finding Love for My Billionaire. And the lead actor is a German, Hans Gurbig. And he is really talented. He's good looking. And he had this look on himself as well. He played a billionaire, no CEO, no alpha, no nothing. But I could see how he was entering the room and how he looked. I said, okay, you could be so easily a good alpha. You also could be a great mafia boss.
Right.
Just this look, and everyone is ducking because, oh my God.
Right.
And I like if actors are have this possibility. And what I like too is if actors don't get pushed always in the same genre. They are always villains, or they are always only werewolves, or only mafia bosses. Show me what they can do.
Right.
Even if they have roles where they have to get out of their comfort zone, this shows me how excellent these actors are. And
Mm.
especially with the villains. If I start hating you in this movie, believe me, you did such an amazing job.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
want to see always the same. And I'm watching verticals in a different way than other fans as well. I see small things. I
Hmm.
saw, for example, in this vertical yesterday, the editing was bad. From
Hmm.
episode 1 to episode 2, there was some in episode 1 it's ending, and in the next episode she been on a totally different location. And did they jump over one episode, or how does she get there, or what is that? And even the actor figured that out, that the editing wasn't that good. But nobody is perfect. It's can happening, but usually they're doing a good job in Ukraine because they doing it in a cinematic way.
Well, one of the things that bothers me when watching some of these, and I can't remember the name of it, but I believe it was one where the actress was Australian. It was like a really mix of people. I don't know. They seem to be all over the place. But when they go ahead and they take somebody and they use an AI voice, you can tell it's an AI voice. Why are
Ooh.
they not doing that?
No.
It either recast somebody if you're really upset with it, or you let them speak. Because again, I'm fine with things like that. And it that's what's really bothering me right now is everything else sounds totally fine, but then there's this one person, whether it's a small part or just a little bit, and it's an AI voice. No, get AI out of this. This is not what we want.
I seen once, I guess, oh God, what is the app name? Flick app or something? It's a yellow app logo.
Hmm.
I saw their vertical was Dan Youngma from Australia. So we all
Hmm.
know Dan speaks English. But in this movie, he got dubbed and had at once an Eastern European accent.
It's such a
And
disservice. And
yes,
so,
and I mean, I heard already that in some verticals, some actors are pretending to speak English and then they coming to set and don't speak a word. So they have
mhm,
to dub it, but then take a voiceover from someone else who speaks this person, but don't use AI. And
right.
for example, I've seen so often verticals, because here in Germany, verticals are not common. Most people don't know it. There are a lot of fans, sure, but most people would say, "What are you talking about?" But if they start here to shoot verticals, or they starting to shoot short dramas, but they not looking for actors. They want influencer, and you have to have a special amount of followers to get casted. And
Yeah,
I just posted it in my story and said, I see you don't want to have success. First
right.
of all, yes, we are in Germany, and they want maybe for these people who don't speak English and German content. But if you really want to have success, use English, because then you will have a lot of more on viewers and audience worldwide. And so these American verticals, and they are dubbed, and then this original actor have actually a deep, rough voice where you say, okay, you can read the phone book of your city all night long. It sounds amazing, and then you hear the German voice, and he's speaking so high, and that sounds ridiculous. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
right.
And especially when they're using AI translation, they change the names of the roles in total.
Right.
If you say in English Matthew, okay, if they say Matthias in German, it's similar. But
Mm.
they had Andrew, and in German they said Hans.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry, Hans, if you hear that, it's nothing against you, but
Right.
it was just in my mind a typical old German name, which Hans
Hmm.
is. And it's ridiculous. I don't like that at all. And
Right.
sometimes I make fun out of it. If I see an ad with that, I record this ad, and then I text the English speaking actor and said, "Do you want to know how you sound in German?" They cracking up all the time. Said, "Oh my God, that's so horrible." And I said, "I'm telling you, that's so funny." But beside these dubbing, did you said you only want romance verticals. Is there any genre which is not so common in verticals, which you would like to see more?
I don't know. I can't think of anything. I have seen that they're starting a couple horrors are coming out, and I'm not really a horror fan. So I've seen a
Welcome to
little
the
bit of
club. Me either.
horror's just not I don't mind a good horror, but at the same time it's not something that I'll unless it's Halloween. I'm not going out and looking for it. Comedy would be fun. I think we
Yeah,
could add more
definitely.
comedy would be great.
There are so
You know,
many great actors and actresses which are perfect for
oh,
this.
yeah, absolutely. And I know he's not Ukrainian, but Richard Shara, I don't know if you know how he started, what he first started with. And that's how I know him is he used to do this thing with I believe they were friends and family called Kid History. And if you look up Kid History, it is hilarious. I
Kid History. What is that show?
Richard Shara, it was like my daughter's 20, and I think it was right around the time just after she was born. We're talking 20 years ago. He did a YouTube show with some friends and family,
Ah,
and it was called Kid History, where the kids would tell the stories, but he and the family would be acting it out. The adults are acting these out, and they are hilarious.
that's
Absolutely
great.
hilarious. To see Richard Shara now in Verticals, it is so fun to see him. I love
Yeah,
it.
you
So
have to
he
send me
would be
later a
great in a
link.
comedy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I just showed my son and it was like, one compleon, or like one hot dog is one compleonos, or they were in Mexico or something, and he kept going and counting, and it was hilarious. But it's so good. But to see more comedy, and I know these actors are great with comedy. We see them on the behind the scenes,
Adam
you know.
Chisnell, Michael Vaccaro, they are great in this. I guess there are some ladies as well. I just don't have a name right now in my mind, but there are a lot of funny guys. And
Absolutely.
I love it.
And to see Ukrainian on our part, or the country, when we hear people of Ukrainian, Russian, German, we're like, they're very serious. We automatically get this thought, and I'm going, but that's not the case all the time. I would love to see some Ukrainian comedy. I think that would be great. I think it would be fabulous.
Yes, we Germans, it looks like that we are sometimes grumpy, but we
Right.
have great comedians and which are on stage for years, for decades.
Oh,
There are some good comedians, even if everyone else in the world would say Germans are not funny.
right.
We can
But
be.
right. Exactly. Come on now. It
Yeah,
would be great to see that, to see more of that. And you can do
yeah,
rom-coms. You can do rom-coms. You can still have the
definitely.
romance and comedy and all of that. I think that would be fun.
I heard in other podcasts from Michaela from Let's Talk About Verticals. For example, a satire of how verticals are. That
Mhm.
they making fun of the typical banquet scenes or the slapping marathons and so on, and they just make jokes about it. And oh, that would be so awesome.
Oh, oh,
No, and I think it's great to see that they even start shooting now, not just in America and China and in Korea, that they starting to shoot here in Europe as well.
right.
They shooting in UK and in Turkey and Lithuania. For now, in German, they want to do it here in Germany. I don't know if in France, I guess they wanted to do it now too, but I'm not sure about it. Something I read a few weeks ago. But it's great to see because we have here in Europe great landscapes
Yeah.
and great cities. And if they are shooting here, they don't even need to fly in all the most popular actors from America. Sure, they can come, but we have so many talents here in Europe,
Mm,
from all over Europe, which they could use.
right.
And I think since the pace of shooting a vertical is so fast,
Yes.
I guess some people, I hear from some actors that friends and people they know said on the beginning, you are just doing verticals like they used to do it back then. Oh, you acting in a soap opera? That's not really an acting job. And but I think for the vertical part, I think if you as an actor are used to learn so many pages each day, and you
Hmm.
don't need 10 takes until it's set, and and you have only maximum 10 days to shoot a full vertical. This is such a blessing if you shooting later on something for TV or for cinema and so on. It's saving so much money for the production companies later because you are an actor who can do it in a short term,
Right.
while the others need much longer. I think it's a great
Exactly.
education for the future.
Oh, 100%. Well, and it was interesting because I remember watching an interview with Seth Eating, and he hadn't done acting before. And that's the case with a lot of these people, where
Yeah,
they were going to business school and then suddenly they decided I wanted to do something else and
yeah,
started acting. And this has been something that has been so great for people just getting into the business, where they're learning and they're growing and they're getting a real education.
yeah.
And I think that is so great to allow that for people, because you can tell who's been in this for a little while and then those who are just starting out, because you can tell just by the dialogue.
Yeah.
Even if they're the people in the background, they don't sound natural, but then you get to
Yeah.
the main actors and they're more natural.
Yeah,
They're learning, and it's
definitely.
again that education. It's great.
It's, for example, with Lee Berlinska. She don't speak that much English. But on the beginning, it was so hard to understand her. But from each movie where she's acting in, she become better and better regarding her English skills,
Right.
and even with her acting.
Hmm.
It's the same. Bogdan on Begin, for example, in The Alpha Mate Who Cried Wolf, he spoke sometimes like a robot. Yes, that's right. I'm doing it. And now
Right.
he's speaking fluently. And you
Right.
can see that. And it's like with everything, learning by doing. And in Ukraine, they have the luck that they have mostly a native speaker on set who helps these actors to pronounce something correctly or to understand the script better. And that's really helpful.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
they
And I can
have,
definitely see it on there. And,
yeah, and Amo Picture, for example, they if the actors are members of the agency of Amo, they get workshops. They recently had workshops with very popular directors and actors and so on, and they get taught regarding acting.
mhm,
And they have once a week they have the English speaking club. Hugh Henley. Hugh Henley is originally from New Zealand and from UK, and he moved around 2 years ago to Kiev.
mhm,
So right while the wars already were going, and
mhm,
his mother tongue is English. So he is leading the English speaking club at Amo Pictures, and every week, sometimes the same actors are there, sometimes brand new ones are there. Well, for us, brand new, which are usually you can see them mostly in side roles if you ever seen them at all,
mhm.
but they can learn it. This production company is able to provide this to their actors,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you know? And it's amazing to see because you never have to stop learning something. You
Absolutely.
always can learn something, and it's good for the brain also.
100%.
And are you aware of under which circumstances they are shooting in Ukraine?
I do not. I was curious about that and worried that.
Let's say it this way: the pace of shooting a vertical is the same like all over the world.
Mhm,
7 or 10 days, sometimes a little bit longer, it depends, but mostly the same pace as everywhere else. They can't shoot all night long, or if they do, they have to stay at the location where they are shooting, because in Ukraine there is a curfew. Between
right.
midnight and 5 a.m., you are not allowed to be outside. So you could get in trouble with the police or with the military if you are during this time outside. I mean, if you have to work, then
Mhm,
I guess you have a special permission. But if you're just outside because you want to, you could get in trouble. If they have overnight shootings, they have to stay in the location where they are shooting. But even yeah, mostly the air raid alerts which they get, it's mostly at night.
mhm.
But if it's during the day, it could happen that, if the air raid alarm is going off, that the whole crew decides, hey, what kind of threat is it right now? Is it a missile? Is it a drone? Where is it directly? They have some Telegram channels, etc. And then they have to decide, are we going to the shelter, or are we just going on filming? Because unfortunately, sometimes they get used to the whole thing,
Right.
unfortunately. So even if they, because this alert, it's sometimes it takes 5 minutes, but sometimes 5 hours or longer. So
Mhm,
they still have to manage to shoot during these days which they actually planned. They can't say, I'm doing a day longer in the shooting. They have to stay in it because, like it is all over the world, there are actors who have back to back projects.
right.
So they don't have the time, or they have to, this project, when they couldn't film, they have to put it to the side. And someday else, they have to meet up again to shoot the rest. It's hard. It's really hard. And sometimes, if they have at night the air raid alerts and drones and missiles are flying all over the country, or especially in Kiev, where these verticals get shot, the actors have to flee to shelters at night and barely sleep or don't sleep at all. and they are still back on set in the morning, and the show must go on.
Right. One thing you'll notice if you go to my profile page, my things, what's it? Yeah, the border. It says standing for Ukraine, and I've had that on for at least a couple years now. That hasn't changed, and it will continue to stay until things are taken care of there.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
full support, full support. I My heart goes out to them, and I to work under those conditions, to live into those conditions, the videos that I've seen recently or ongoing just break my heart. And
yeah,
my thoughts, prayers are always with them.
yeah,
Um, and still definitely it's funny because my brother was here, he came to visit, um, and we were going to a hockey game. And as we came out, someone asked me to take a picture. And told me that the boy that was there, he was a teenager, 17 probably,
mhm,
maybe a little older, I can't remember, wanted me to take their picture and found out he was from Ukraine. And I spoke to him for a few minutes, and and well, how are you liking it here? And how are things at
yeah,
home? And gave him a big hug and told him, you've got our support.
yeah.
And just a random interaction, but I was so happy to have that interaction with him. So I don't know what else to say about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could support them more, even in a financial way, but
Oh,
unfortunately, I
absolutely.
can't. And my way to support them is to pull them in the spotlight, to be seen,
Definitely.
and make it for everyone that they see them, that they learn about them, and they can follow them and see more verticals of them. And this is
Absolutely.
my way how I can support them. And even if I just give them a small smile, that's payment enough.
Absolutely. And if I me watching more of the verticals, if that helps, if it helps, following them on socials and supporting them that way, sharing what they share, I'm all for it in any way. If
Yeah.
just the littlest thing can help.
Yeah, and to the audience out there, don't wonder if you following these actors and actresses and they won't answer you. It could be possible that they don't speak English. And some of them are in Ukraine very popular and they getting tons of messages. For example, Pavlo Tikuchev, he just recently won Dancing with a Star in Ukraine. I don't know what the name is
Oh,
there.
wow.
He just recently won it, and Artur Logai, he won it with the same dance partner in Dancing with the Stars, I guess, in 2021.
Oh,
So
that's
we
awesome.
have there some talented actors and actresses who can dance. I mean, Bogdan used to dance ballroom dance for over 13 years. And in the brand new vertical on drama pops, his holy obsession was Maxim Samchik and Alexandra Pankova. It's had a little bit sister act vibe because they were singing there. And Alexandra were singing. And
Mm.
I'm not religious, but these songs and then the sound of the church, oh my God, I had goosebump all over. This I saw already in summer while they shot it, I saw some BTS and you could hear her voice. And I said, oh my God, that's so amazing. And I love that they are in so many ways so talented.
Yeah.
Emily, do you have anything else to say about the verticals, about the community, whatever?
I'm grateful for this community. I have to say that. I'm very new, but very open, very welcoming to some actors, reach out when I do, if I do, but a lot of them don't. But it's fun for them to interact with their postings and with other things, to see even just their camaraderie. I've seen a lot of things over the holiday where a bunch of them are getting together. I did see recently Nazar and Bogdan, who had done interviews together, like they were asking questions and stuff. I mean, those
Yeah,
things are fun.
Yeah, you guys can follow amo underscore fans underscore family on Instagram. They had a few weeks ago a promotion day again, where 5 or 6 different actors been there, and they had all those games.
The things that they need to do is the subscription needs to be, if they're going to charge 19.99 for a week, that's a little, I mean, that's a lot of money, especially with the multiple apps and everything. Can we
Yeah,
move
and I
it to a
mean,
month? Can we kind of like do like a
yeah,
Netflix kind of an option where it's a
yeah.
month long
Netflix is
instead of a weekly?
less expensive. Netflix is
Right.
less expensive, and I mean, I can gladly say that Ukrainian Verticals are not on so many apps, but in my eyes, still
Yes.
too much. It's enough if they
Right.
have 1 or 2. That's totally enough. But I can understand they need those big apps like Real Short, Good Short, Drama Box, Drama Wave, and Drama Pops to be seen, because every app have a different kind of clientele, you know. So
Hmm.
they deserve to be seen. They deserve the attention they get with it. But for me, they could stay on my drama and drama shots. No other app, and maybe I shouldn't say that this way, but I'm always an honest person, sometimes too honest. So you see immediately if I'm lying. Plus, I'm too old to remember who did I tell which story. So it's not me. No, but it's difficult if you have to pay for everything. And I mean, there are over 100, 120 apps out there, and it feels like every time a new vertical get released, it's on a new app.
A new app. Yeah.
And
And it's frustrating.
yeah, and you said something about Daily Motion before. Daily Motion is actually a website which is, yeah, illegal, because they publish there all the verticals where you usually pay for it.
Mhm.
But hey, we
Right.
all been already on there because we can't afford all those subscriptions. But unfortunately, since a few weeks, I didn't been there on them and no more, because those verticals back then they had only a watermark on the video.
Mhm.
Nowadays, they put a filter on it that it's always blurry or something. Or not blurry,
Yeah.
that's like a light on it. And it's so difficult to watch it. Even if the story is actually captivating, I can't watch it on there because it's making me crazy to see the picture not clear.
Yeah, when I first started, like I said, that was where I went first because that's where I could find things and I didn't know. But I found one where I had to actually turn my phone upside down because the whole thing was upside down.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
that's not
what
a
is this?
Yeah, but just to turn your phone upside down, that's fine. But mostly they have like a filter over it,
Yes.
and this makes difficult for the eyes. I mean, I'm blind like a bat
Yeah.
anyway, but it makes really difficult to concentrate.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, Emily, then we will hope that you continue watching Ukrainian verticals. I mean,
Absolutely.
verticals from all over the world, but maybe there's one another Ukrainian vertical which you to see, and if we can support them by viewing them, this will help a lot. So
Absolutely. Yeah, they
thank
get they have my full support. They really do. And I just want to say one last thing, sorry.
you for it.
I am growing more into them and I have a whole list of that I'm watching and my list of people that I know is going to grow as well. But thoughts and prayers are with you guys and thank you so much for what you do because it does make an impact and we do love them and so don't stop. Keep going.
Thank you. I try my best. I mean, it's not just for them, it's for me too. It's just to deal better
Absolutely.
with my depression, and I love to do that. I really do. I can't imagine to stop that. Not at all.
Yeah. Well, I
Thank you.
appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, I have to thank you that you joined me. I'm glad. And we both see each other again in the subscription channel of Fabian Arnold, where we met. And
Absolutely.
you are stuck with me now. So then have sweet dreams and talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
great day.